I'll tell you one other thing I think that might be like helpful when you think about this, because there's the saying, it's like culture is not the most important thing, it's the only thing.
Hmm.
um, and that's true. I mean, as I am in organizations longer and longer, it's amazingly true. But it's like every industry has its own culture, you know. And I remember once that I went on a tour of Boeing. I was hired for the phone company, and walked into the office supply room, right? And there's a table, and on the table there's stapler and a hole punch and scissors, but there's tape where each thing goes on this table, right?
Oh, wow. So they can like fit it.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm like, wow, that's really weird. You guys are really organized. And the guy who's giving the tour, he goes, we're engineers, right?
Mhm.
And the more I talked to them, I started to realize it's like Boeing wasn't an engineering company in the sense that they made airplanes. They were an engineering company in the sense that they were engineers. Like the
Hmm.
company itself was like a giant engineer that wanted order and precision and and so um and a year later I was at United, and I was actually applying for a job. But this old salty guy sits down and he says, there's two things you need to know about the airline. First thing is, all the money spent near the customer, that means the planes. And so, like, this is corporate headquarters for United Airlines, and it was a dump. I mean, I'm telling you, it was a
Wow.
dump. This is well after the time when their voicemail was in common use in businesses. They had answering machines, tape answering machines on their desk. So he's trying to explain to me, is like, life in the corporate headquarters ain't grand.
Pretty.
The
Yeah.
money is spent by the airplane. The other thing he says you need to know is, he says, airlines are run by operations people, and he says operations people don't believe in planning, because one storm over Chicago and the whole thing goes to hell. So he says everything in the airline is reactive. They react, right? I ended up going to work for them. But the reason I'm giving you those kind of stories is because when you look at the like leading in learning industries, they have a culture.
Hmm.
And I think that it's important to think about what it's like to be a leader in K-12, or what it's like to be a leader in higher ed, because it's different. And I have watched unfolding disasters where they've brought in people from outside that are process experts or business management experts, and it collides. They don't understand. They assume that an efficiency expert from Boeing would be useful to higher ed in the same way that, like, my nutty way of doing things would be helpful to a Boeing
Hmm.
division. You kind of have to respect that the leadership. So the leadership style I'm expressing in a certain sense is not only personal to me, but it's also very much what I think works in higher ed. I,
Right.
I think the very matrix, shared resourcing, shared governance, transparent, open, I think all those kinds of things, and a decent respect for individuals is just
Hmm.
higher ed. So I think you got to look at that. And, like, I don't know, like, if you went and worked in K-12, there's some different things there. You have parents. All of a sudden, your
Right.
customer has this other thing attached to them they're accountable to. And you got little kids, and
Hmm.
so certain kinds of habits and behaviors and ways of thinking and being are going to be different. And so that'd be the only thing I would tell you, as you think about it.
To
You
know the
can't pull
culture.
leadership off the book and be a leader. I think you have to be a leader of something. Like, I shouldn't be commanding army units.